Is it better to build my own mastering chain or pay a mastering engineer to work on my songs for me? I mean, this is a real good question. It's one that I can really think about as someone that is a mastering engineer, and this is what I do. I know the benefits of coming to someone like me, a fresh perspective, a fresh set of ears, someone that knows what they're doing. All these things play a huge part. The equipment that we have, for instance, plays a massive part. For instance, in this studio, let's just take this studio for instance. Now, this mastering chain, this is about 75 to 80,000 pound for these 4 racks. In Studio A, mastering chain's about 150,000. How many songs do you as a producer have to create in order to kind of for that to be worthwhile as an investment into your kind of sound? Is it better to spend, let's say, £50 to get someone like myself to master it through all of our equipment? And the answer is obviously going to be it is better to have someone like myself master your tracks for you, because you would have to. I mean, let's just if a £50,000 mastering chain, if you were to buy one, then have an accurate room, speakers. You're talking a lot of money for what I would consider a kind of mastering chain in a studio that is up to the standard of producing a really top-notch master. You're talking, let's say, 100,000, and you would have to, like, if you were putting out, let's say, 1 track a month, for argument's sake, you're talking, that's a lot of money that one master is costing you. All right, it's good to have all this equipment. You've bought it, it's yours, you own it. But at the end of the day, if you're just mastering your own songs and building a mastering chain to master your own songs, it's not a worthwhile investment from a producer's perspective, and it really isn't. And that's not me telling you this because I'm saying, come to me instead. And but it is true. It is massively true. If I was a producer and I was writing my own music, I wouldn't buy a mastering chain. I wouldn't set up a mastering chain like this. Mainly because it's not a worthwhile, beneficial thing to do, because it's going to cost you a lot of money, and you're only going to do, let's say you're going to master 3 tracks a month. That's a lot of money to spend to master 3 tracks a month. Whereas someone like myself, there's maybe 500 tracks a month going through this mastering chain. It pays for itself. It's a worthwhile investment for me. But as someone that's a producer, just putting together their masters, your money would be far better spent getting your tracks mastered by someone like myself. Now let's just take, for argument's sake, let's just think if you were to just put on your master an SSL Fusion, very basic, like, let's just start there, the £1,500 for us, say. Now that, if you were to come to me, for instance, £50 a master, let's say, for £1,500, £50 a master, what's that? 30 tracks, 30 masters, for £50 per master, at the price of what it would cost for a Fusion. Now, I know the argument is, well, I've got a Fusion now, I own that. But you're never going to achieve the same sound as what using just a Fusion to then achieve what would be achieved running through this sort of equipment. So I don't personally think a producer spending 30 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand on a mastering chain, I don't think that's massively beneficial. It's really not. I think your money would be but if you had 30 grand, your money would be far better spent. If I had 30 grand and I was a producer, I would create the best sounding room with some great speakers, and I'd stay all in the box.